time.
Woo.
It wasn't as awkward.
It wasn't bad.
Good.
I think I did all
We
right.
had a lot of car traffic, but I don't think it got picked up. Hopefully the cameras were both rolling. Does that one have a red light?
Nope.
Really?
I don't see. No. He said, oh, really? Why would it just turn off? Oh, okay.
Today, we're doing a podcast in the studio with Lizz Pedersen, also known as
Whiz
Whiz Bang on social medias.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us, who are you, and what do you do, and what are you looking to do?
I'm Liz. I run Elizabeth Jean Photography, have been for a while. And I take pictures for a living.
Yeah. Photography is your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
No video.
And no video. Where does the names, your real name is Elizabeth Jean, and that's one account. And then there's a Whiz Bang,
Whiz Bang's the personal.
the personal. That's a different persona or different, what is it? What's the
Same
difference?
girl. Well, the photography page is a little bit more professional. I try to keep that one a little
Elizabeth
bit cleaner.
Jean.
Yeah.
Okay. Cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little messy at my personal
You're
one.
messy?
you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
a little more
your-
real.
Okay. And where does the name come from?
Whiz Bang?
Yeah.
My mom gave me that nickname when I was a little kid because I guess I was a menace. So
Whiz means menace, or what?
no, so like she would call me Liz or Lizzie, and then she would just sometimes call me Whiz, and she just said like I'd enter a room with like a whiz and a bang, and you're like running around and breaking
Okay,
stuff.
so that sticked. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
There's an ice cream shop in Portland that's called Whiz Bang, but they put an H in it somewhere.
Okay, so it's some kind of Swedish name.
I've never looked it up.
Okay. I know that was before, it was like super helpful to like differentiate me being just me and now me being a little more professional guy. Do you think that still holds up in this era?
Yeah, but I think people appreciate transparency more. So like my personal page is not private, so you can go like view it whenever you want, even if you don't follow me, you know. So I'm like, if you would like to get to know me before you hire me for something, you're gonna want to go there
Okay.
because that's where I'm mostly myself.
Yeah, I feel like I've been having that struggle of like, not struggle, but like that thought of like, how professional do I keep stuff? Because I'm not like I mean, like walking around with a neck tattoo is like not like professional.
Right.
Or
Technically.
yeah, so like
I mean, I think it's getting better in this day and age.
it's yeah, people are growing up, but still, it's like I feel like I want to still have that punk rock person to like say, oh screw it, I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah.
And if you don't like who I am, then I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
to work with you.
Yeah.
In most capacities.
I spent like a lot of like my early 20s trying to be like who I thought I should be or like who somebody wanted me to be at the time. And I just won't live my life like that anymore. So if something I do on the internet or in real life you don't like, then you don't have to hire me. You can find somebody maybe more compatible for you.
And that's worked, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the beginning we're kind of scared to be like, oh, I'm actually a photographer, and I'll come into the set all in black and be professional. And then later on you're like, okay, this is kind of getting a little bit boring. And then like you have these like one-on-one conversations with the client, and they're like, oh, like I can talk to you like I can talk to my friends at the bar.
Right.
And then you start like, okay, I like this person because they kind of let their guard down, and now we're just like talking like how we would talk like friends.
Right. And I feel like I mean, when I'm looking at photographers, I want them to be artsy and creative in the way that they like dress and, you know, the things they like.
Yeah, because you're attracting your ideal client.
Yeah.
And your ideal client's kind of a mirror of you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into your background story. Where did photography, the idea of you becoming a photographer, come from?
Kind of my freshman year in college. Well, I also grew up in the MySpace era where you and your friends would just go take pictures of each other all the time.
Okay.
So I really liked doing that and editing, but you know, that's stuff I won't post anymore because it's, you know, back in the day. But I was always very like into photography in that sense. Obviously nothing professional. But then my freshman year of college, I went to Green Bay and my sister was living up there and she was dabbling into photography and she was like, you should buy a Nikon camera and then we can share lenses. And then I just started taking pictures of my friends and then people started wanting to pay me for it. So then I just kind of went with it, but I was still in school and I got my degree and then went into full-time corporate jobs. And then I realized how much I hated that, like most people do, I want to say.
So it was your sister that...
My sister, yeah.
Okay. I have kind of a similar story because it was my brother that was showing me his Nikon camera. I've switched over to Canon, but he had a Nikon. And yeah, it was like I was signing up for college and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I just went because...
Same.
Yeah.
I just went because I thought I was supposed to.
Yeah, exact same thing. And then my brother was like, why don't you get into graphic design? You're already messing around with like Photoshop and Illustrator and all that at home. It's like, okay, cool. And then he eventually got a digital camera. And then he was like trying to get all into it, but then somehow, I don't know, he got out of it. But then I like went in and like, okay, let me use this camera and let me get this, because I was doing Photoshop and stuff already. I was like, all right, let me take the photo, got a digital image, put it in Photoshop and do crazy stuff with it. And yeah, that's how I got into it as well.
Yeah, my sister still kind of does it for people, but she has a full-time job that she does. But yeah, I learned it all from her.
Let's talk about Racine. You're in Racine. You've always been in Racine?
Except for 6 months. I went out to Colorado for a job. But it was just, I knew it was a temp job, yeah.
Okay. And how's it? I think Racine's, even though we're in a good location of like in between Milwaukee and Chicago, it's still kind of tough here, right, to find work?
Yeah.
How's it?
I think that's a tough part of it because there's so many Milwaukee photographers, and obviously Chicago too. But most of my clients are from Racine, or they used to live in Racine. But I'm actually a fan of Racine. I feel like a lot of people who live here don't love it. I do. I think it's what you make it, definitely, like the people you surround yourself with and like your community and what you like doing. But I mean, I know I could move somewhere else and do the same job I'm doing, but thinking about rebuilding clientele, I'm like, oh, I've been doing this for a while, so that would be hard to just kind of start from scratch that way. But I like it here, and I think, I mean, it's awesome being so close to Milwaukee and Chicago, but I think a lot of people in Racine try to hire Racine vendors too. Like I've had a lot of couples that are like, we're trying to like support the community. So that's cool.
Yeah, I've heard that too. A lot of people that Racine and Wisconsin, like we want to support Wisconsin photographers, video people. You and I have collabed a lot. We probably started wedding stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you were hiring me because I wasn't super busy wedding-wise to second for you. Yeah.
That's how it started, and now the turntables turn where I'm doing less wedding photography, and now you're doing how many a year?
This year I have 21, I want to say.
This year I have 0 or 1 maybe.
You have one come up with me in a couple weeks, so you can't forget. I bet you bring this up before. It's fine.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, it's around
February.
Valentine's.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, I gotta check that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, last year was like the first time I second for you, right? Or no?
I think so.
Okay, because been like 5 or 6, 7 years that you kind of like came in and second for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that feel? Do you feel like?
It feels good. I'm a little nervous about getting burnt out, and I'm only 31. Like just of weddings, just because there's so much. I mean, I love doing them, but I'm just like, why don't you do as many anymore?
It's tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
That's the first thing where I'm like 3 hours into a wedding and I'm like, bro, my body is like tired. And I've been doing it for a while because photography has been since high school, and then I've also like played guitar for like years, 15 plus years. So that's like a lot like carrying a camera and then carrying a guitar like all weekend and or all a lot, gets tiring. Like
Yeah.
weddings is a weird thing.
Weddings
like,
are
whoever
super
invented
weird.
it, yeah.
Like the more I do them, and honestly, I really haven't had like any horrible things happen, or people always ask me if I've had bridezillas. I can't think of one. Like I have had, I'm like, I normally have really great couples, but it is just exhausting. And I think people forget, like for videographers and photographers, like we bring all that work home with us. So it's not like, you know, like the florist gets to be done after the day. The person who made the cake, all the food, the DJ, you all get to like go home and be done with the day. We have hours and hours and hours of work after like a 10-hour day.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have to take care of those files. It's like a lot of pressure of like, did we get everything? Not only, because we're not going over there and shooting auto. We're like manually like exposing for like, okay, we're going outside now, we're going inside. This is different lighting. in
Flash
this
now,
room,
no flash. Yeah.
all that stuff. We might have to cut all that out so that wedding people are like, now, like, oh, these guys don't want to do
No.
weddings.
I mean, this is how I talk to people who ask. I mean, it is what it is. I enjoy doing them, but it is just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, I think everybody's like, no, but we want you to like stay and party. And I'm like, it's not that I don't love you and didn't have fun with you today, but I want to go home. I've been with you people for 10 hours.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, Racine, doing it in Racine is cool because it's like a, 10, less than 10 minutes drive. But like when we're going to Milwaukee or worse, even like Chicago.
You're just driving home in silence.
Yeah, Chicago is, oh man, you have to have not a lot, but you have to have patience for that. Like, because you know you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Like you're
Right.
driving there, like, okay, I'm gonna go there, park on the street, go to the venue. But that doesn't happen. It's like you just start driving and then, okay, there's traffic here. Oh, and then there's traffic here, all that stuff. So it's taking a while. And it's like, okay, parking is way over, like 3 blocks down that way, and you have to park on the 4th floor. So then you have to grab your gear and go on down this elevator, or if the elevator's not working, you got to go down the
Yep.
stairs, and then you have to figure out how to pay for parking. You got to download this app, and then you have to go and find the hotel, and then you have to ask the receptionist, and the receptionist doesn't really know where the couple is.
Or
for
there's
some
like
reason.
3 weddings going on in the one
Yeah.
venue.
And then they're like, okay, well, let me call them and make sure it's okay for you to go up there. Like, oh, okay.
I'm
let
like,
me
trust me, it's fine.
just chill here. I'm already running kind of like on the verge of being late.
Right.
And
Or
then-
like if you're in Chicago and they have multiple different places that they want to go. So we're getting married, getting ready here, but the ceremony's here, and then the reception's going to be here, but we want to go here in between for pictures. It's like essentially I just spent most of my day driving.
Yeah. When it comes to, I would guess that your like creative sessions, your shoots are what kind of lights you up more, I guess. I don't like that.
Light you up.
Lights you up.
I feel like it gives me inspiration for other shoots, like the ones I'm getting paid for. And it's kind of more of an outlet because you're in control and really there's no pressure. Like if I'm just taking pictures of Kayla or somebody, there's no pressure. If I
Shout out
screwed up
Kayla.
shout out Kayla. If I screw up the whole session, what's she gonna do? Nothing.
She might beat you up.
I doubt that. Also never happened before. We always kill it. But yeah, definitely. I try and do more of that obviously during my slow season because I don't have time during summer and fall for that kind of fun stuff really.
Yeah.
But I think this year is the first year where I just kind of felt burnt out. Like I have no ideas of like things I want to do and I'm trying to
Really?
get there. So I'm trying to just make myself come
Well-
up with ideas.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what, with your past projects, creative projects, what kind of inspired you? Do you know what was inspiring you? What was, and I think I know why you want to get out of it. I think the reason you want to get out of it is because there's just so much happening online. Because it used to be like you did something cool, like creative, and then you'd be like, oh, this is cool, blah, 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 and likes and likes, likes. But now it's kind of like there, and it's swiped
Yeah.
up or down, and then,
Yeah. And it's, with how accessible everything is online, I feel like nothing is unique really anymore. So anything you do, essentially, you like kind of got an idea for it from something else. At least kind of that's how I work. And I think I mean, imposter syndrome and doom scrolling is a big problem. And so like but I don't want to be done with Instagram or Pinterest or, you know, whatever, because it does inspire me sometimes. Like it'll give me ideas for different stuff, but it also can have a very negative impact on your mind.
Yeah, for sure. I think that what's greater than the final images, I think, is the fun of like doing the shoot.
Yeah.
To me, I think that like now stands out as why I'm doing it, because it's a fun process from planning it to doing it to like editing. That could be like fun because it's like there's low pressure because you're kind of mostly in control of it. And so I think that feels better, and like doing like kind of this stuff, like talking about it is more rewarding kind of now than like the final image, because the final image kind of gets prostituted out. Like you like, put it out there and like, okay, hey, just, you know, click on it if you like it or not, and then it's gone.
And then it's forgotten about.
Yeah, but like the memories of it, like, or that feeling of like the playtime, like say you're playing, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but kind of like I like watching people play video games instead of me actually playing the video games.
Me too.
So like I get more joy out of that. Like you play and you feel, and I can feel like the drama with you.
The rush of it.
I'm not like working.
Yeah.
So like I like that, like we're getting together, collabing with people. Like we did the shoot with Melinda at Evelyn's bar, and that was cool. That was fun.
That was so fun.
But like remembering, like you could tell, like in people's face, where like it's not a job. It's like, oh, we're here to have fun, and the energy's cool. Like we play whatever music we want. And it's like,
and it's more relaxed in the sense where, I mean, she obviously is comfortable with me because she's one of my best friends, but like she had a vision for that shoot. Like she wanted to do something like that. And that's when I said, I'm like, I think we need Chino for this, because otherwise I don't know how to make this happen. But it was fun to collab with her, and like I love picking out like the outfits and suggesting what you should do for hair and makeup and that kind of thing. So I like the planning of it a lot.
Yeah, that like, would you say wardrobe and makeup? Like that used to be, I think I used to do that a lot. Like pick out, like I would like go to the malls and like get outfits for the models that I was gonna shoot. Those like parts that you get to play during the shoot are fun because it's not like a full-time job. It's like, okay, I'm gonna maybe do this once a month, and I'm starting to see like, you know, I think it was Ford that came up with like the 9 to 5, like working Monday to Friday, and I feel like that shouldn't be the thing anymore, and it should be like, because it just burns you out.
Yeah.
And like if people were doing this or doing what they love a little less often, I think that spark, that joy of it would still be there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine going back to work at a place like that. I mean, depending on if, you know, there's people who work their 9 to 5s and they love it, obviously. But I don't think we were supposed to be set up to work like that.
Do you know anybody that's working 9 to 5 who loves it?
No. Maybe one or two people, but no. I think at least people my age, it was so pushed. I mean, and other people too, but it was so pushed on you to go to school. Even though you might not know what you want to do, it's like, we'll just start doing like, what do they call them? General credits or whatever they're called.
Right.
Yeah. And then you just kind of have to make a decision at such a young age of what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Like, why are 18-year-olds deciding what they're going to do for the rest of their lives? Their brains aren't even fully developed.
Not even like teenagers, like 14, 15, you got to ask them like, what do you want to do for your, I don't know.
They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
But I just don't think this is working. But I like where it's moving, though. Like, my nieces are going to college at least not yet. And my one niece wants to get into a trade, and I think that's awesome because that's always going to be a job that needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know, instead of pushing her to go to school when she doesn't know what she wants to do,
Right.
and then she's just wasting money and time.
Yep.
And like maybe in these years she might find something that she's super passionate about and then needs to go to school. I mean, it's always an option.
Yeah. I always think that if I didn't do photography, I would have loved to be a carpenter to like make stuff still.
Yeah.
But I'm horrible at it. Like my thing is like duct tape. Like if it doesn't stick with duct tape, it's
Broken forever.
I hung up a TV in my daughter's room recently.
Not with duct tape.
Not with duct tape. But I ended up making 2 extra holes, and I measured it, and I did everything. and
Did you find a
still-
stud?
I thought I did. I did the knocking, and didn't work. Then I did the stud finder, and you go online and you figure like, okay, it's 16 inches from the corner, and then 20 or whatever, 16 inches, and then I did all that, and that's how I feel. I was at school. Like I feel like at school I was like, okay, I did this problem the right way, and then I do it, and like, nope, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's just something like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And-
I've always said like, because I have an English degree, so I'm very much that side of the brain rather than math or science. And I've always said because I don't like that there's just one answer to something. Like I kind of like living in the gray area instead of everything being black and white. So things like that just don't work in my head. Is the radiator yelling?
No, that's the window. Get a big gust. Yeah, very interesting. We're very similar,
Yeah.
Liz.
I think so too.
How do you feel about like AI taking over and stuff? Like, I start thinking about like what can be possible with AI. How can AI be my friend instead of my enemy when it comes to like creating images or creating content? What I heard recently that helped my brain like relax is that only like 1% of people actually understand like AI and know how to use it. So like 99% of the people are like me right now that I don't know what's going on. And so like getting ahead of that to see, okay, well, in the future, I'm going to be selling this AI gimmick. I'm going to maybe come in and film you a 180 degree of you, and then we can learn, or we can figure out how to make you talk on a video. Not you, it's a AI version of you.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, this person doesn't feel comfortable on camera, so now I'm gonna record their image, record their voice, and then I'll create what the perfect version of that for online stuff. How do you feel about it?
It did freak me out at first. I'm definitely in that 99% of people who don't know how it works. I haven't given it, I try not to give it too much thought. It did freak me out. I had people that were like, you're going to be out of a job in so many years, which I see it being more used for professional headshots and things like that. I've already seen people do that, and whatever they're using for it, I have no idea. But I think there's going to be certain things photography-wise that they're still going to need us for. I mean, weddings, that would be crazy. Not to say, I mean, it probably will get to that point at one day, but I think I'm still going to be necessary in that sense. But
Yeah.
it does freak me out. I try not to think about it too much. I mean, there's a new tool in Lightroom I love, and it's AI. So
What
I'm
is
thankful
that?
for it. The removal tool. And it'll like create stuff for you, or it'll take the stuff away. And
In
you
the
don't have to
background.
be as
Precise.
precise, yeah, with it. It's nice. It goes real fast.
Okay.
So I'm just removing poles from the background, and it does a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like generative fill. Okay.
Yeah.
What I've been using in Lightroom is like it can find now like the eyes. So like I would go on one image and like brighten up or whiten up the eyes and soften the skin, and then AI knows to copy and paste that to
Yeah.
all the images so that so it finds the eyes, it finds the skin, it finds what else does it find? Even the pupil or whatever it's called inside the pupil,
The iris. Is that what it's
iris or
called?
whatever. I don't know.
I think
And
so.
like teeth, it like it finds all that and then does the same edit to all the photos.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I think it's definitely helpful for the industry we're in, but it is scary to think about.
It's a good cheat.
Yeah.
It saved me a lot of time, and because I would not want to do that because if I do it to one, I'm gonna have to do it to
Every single one.
everyone. But now it's like, okay, I can just do it to one, and
Yeah.
then just watch it.
Well, I don't do video, so when you're saying that somebody can come in and you do like a 180 and they talk a little bit and then you can do something with that. I just hope it doesn't turn into something, obviously we can use it, like the tools for efficiency, but I just hope it doesn't turn, photo sessions or video sessions or whatever into like quick. Like I just need something, I need to come in and get this done and,
Well, that's
So then I feel like we're going to lose touch with the
We have-
people. Like how do you know what they want or who they are if they're just a random client,
their Instagram.
Yeah, their Instagram, I guess. Because everybody's super real on the internet all the time.
I think that's what happened to words. Like words used to mean something, but now it's like, every cafe, we have the greatest coffee in the world, right?
The
So,
best
like,
pizza.
best pizza in the world. So like now, it used to be like, oh, we can use words and say what's real, but now it's like, now anybody can do that. Like, oh, we're the best pizza in the world. Like, have you been to the whole world? Like, no.
Yeah, how would you know?
But, like, we're the best because we have freedom
we
of
said so.
using words. And now it's like, okay, well, we have the freedom of like using computers and using AI so we can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, essentially I just try not to think about it. And when it affects me, I'll have to deal with it. But
we're doomed.
yeah, we are doomed. I'm trying not to, I don't need to freak out about it yet. Everything's fine now.
What's a fun story on set? What's a crazy thing that you've seen? Maybe at a wedding, maybe at a corporate session.
Oh, golly. Good golly. I don't know. When I was looking at the questions, I was thinking about the time me and Hannah snuck a chicken in here.
Yeah, and I have the note hanging up there that I can
That was
have
about
pets.
you, because I asked.
Oh, that's a different different project.
Because I came in here another time and I saw that and I was like, but I had texted you about it and you said that was
How many?
your fault.
Yeah, that was mine. But how many chickens did you have?
Just one.
One chicken? It was her chicken or what? Mm-hmm. Okay. And
We just wanted
Just-
to do some goofy, like fashion, weird editorial type of photos. So she
Okay.
had it like on her.
the one that
Shoulder.
stands out in my mind is like, was the chicken like
Yeah.
in front of her face and like the eye was her eye or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it working with a chicken?
She was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I-
You remember her name? Did she have a
I
name?
don't. I want to say, Hannah's going to kill me for this. I want to say like Henrietta or something.
Henrietta the chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But otherwise, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything wedding-wise, even though crazy stuff has happened. I always try to stay out of it.
I saw a bride cut her dress, like after the ceremony during the maybe dinner time. She was like, yeah, free spirit and like I think it was like a vintage or used dress or something like that. And then instead of like bustling it up, she just like
Over it.
yeah, she just cut the dress and then made it shorter.
Well, you'd think with all the destination weddings I've done, I've been trying to get people to jump in the pool, well, like after the reception's all done, like at least the bride and groom or bridesmaids or run into the ocean or something. I've yet to experience that. I would like that though.
Really?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay. I had one they jumped into a lake, and yeah, it was like, I wasn't expecting like the guys to get like in their underwear and
Oh.
like just jump in, like, but it was like, okay,
I guess if they rented the suits, they probably can't be jumping in the lake in them.
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the ladies were jumping in with their dresses and they were all having fun.
Yeah.
Have there been projects that really got to you, like say, oh man, that was amazing, this is why? Or like, if I wasn't there, this moment wouldn't have been captured, and like, man, I kind of like really feeling proud of yourself because you were there like say a moment that I because I see sometimes I go and take photos of like family photos and kids photos of like clients that I've shot their weddings for, and sometimes I go to their homes and I take photos, and then I see photos that they've printed that I took of their
That gets me every time
Yeah.
because I never get to see them printed. And I don't think most people really do often.
Yeah.
They just want to post them on Facebook and Instagram.
And I know there was this couple that for some reason I really like remember taking this photo of this older gentleman at the wedding, and I remember that moment where like I was like I see him and this would be cool, really cool photo, but I don't want to like get right in his face and take this photo. But then I did it anyways because I thought I was like, for some reason I have to do it. So I went, I took the photo of this guy. He was cool. He was like really cool on the bench of the church waiting for the ceremony to start of the wedding. And then I find out later on that, oh man, this guy, it meant so much to our family, but then he passed away. And the photo that you took of him was used for like a bunch of stuff, for like remembering him. And like, I was like, that became like a whole circle of like, I remember that feeling of like, should I do it or should I not do it?
Yeah.
And then doing it and then editing it, it's like, oh yeah, this looks cool. And then seeing it printed and then hearing about the story of it, it's like, man, that's a cool,
That is really cool.
feeling.
I'd say I probably feel that way mostly when I do boudoir sessions, just because I think most women, I would say, we hate on ourselves the way that we look a lot.
Yes, we do, girl.
Yeah, it sucks. So I get a lot of clients once I send them their gallery, and they're like, "You've made me feel so good about myself. Like, I'm gonna cherish these forever. Like, I can't wait to look back on these when I'm older and like look at myself differently, like with kinder eyes." So I've had a lot of women like reach out to me in that way and just be like, "I can't thank you enough," because that's the whole goal of why I like doing boudoir, is to make women feel good because we shit on ourselves far too often. So just kind of moments like that.
Yeah. That's where you come in with kind of your encouraging and
Yeah.
and
Because, I mean, pretty much every girl that walks in, unless they've done a bunch before or just are very comfortable with themselves, come in pretty nervous. I do, even though I've done a bunch of them, like modeling in them before. But I always just tell people, like, fake it till you make it, because when you see the photos, you're going to look at yourself differently, like in a better way.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted to get into boudoir, because I think it's important to uplift women in that way. Like, even if they don't want to like do the lingerie and they just want to do like something a little bit more normal, like whatever I can do to make you look at yourself with kinder eyes is really the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question. Okay, because I have 2 daughters, and so what gets on my mind is I mean, I think it's kind of progressed a lot already about like women in the creative world, not just photography, but yeah, we've shot some weddings together, and I think that I've already seen like, oh, okay, women get treated differently. And so, but like beyond that, what have you seen like, I mean, you started it at what, 20 or something, doing photography. Has there been a change in like, I don't know, have you seen, was there like a disrespect for like you being a woman and running a business as a photographer, or was it like tough to like get into this? I don't know if it was like, seemed like a boys club that you're trying to get in around.
Yeah, I didn't really feel that way getting into the industry, because I had already followed so many female photographers that I loved, and I just like looking at their stuff online. So I didn't really feel that way. Business side of it, yes, a little bit, but I mean, nobody told me. I was lucky. I didn't have anybody tell me like, oh, this is going to be hard for you. Running a business is hard. Like, are you sure you can do it? I had like a lot of support from people, which was helpful. especially when I quit my full-time job in 2018 to do photography full-time, I was obviously very scared because I was like, this is either I'm going to make it and I'm going to be able to pay my bills or I'm not, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't really feel like I was walking into a boys club or anything because I feel like the photographers I've met that are men, like, have always been nice and encouraging. So I haven't had to deal with too much of that
Good.
in this industry.
Yeah. Because I didn't notice it because I'm a man.
Yeah.
So like because I think it was kind of I don't know if there's some awkwardness always going to be there because it's a guy and a girl, I think. But yeah, like you don't want to, I don't want to be mansplaining stuff to people, but like I'm just, I kind of like have that, like when I see younger like female photographers, and I kind of have already in my mind it's already like, oh, don't over explain it because then you're gonna look like you're like this guy that's kind of like, okay, little lady, come over here and let me show you how to use your camera. So like I've been like, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's tough, but it's like a thing that I have in my mind. Like, okay.
Well, it's definitely good to be aware of it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
But I've never felt that way with you.
Okay. Good. I don't want to feel like, because there are a lot of good younger photographers coming up, and I feel like it's more female now.
I feel like it's way more female now.
Yeah. I don't know what the guys are. I don't know what guys are doing nowadays.
Don't get me started. I don't either.
Yeah. Probably going out being cowboys and stuff, right?
Yeah.
For me, I really get buddy with creatives and stuff. Like, shout out Augustine and Jacob and Tony and Abraham and all those guys.
Yeah. See, I feel like they're all. I know they do photos too, but I just feel like the men. There's not a lot of female videographers that I've noticed.
Right.
Like I feel like that's mostly men. Photographer-wise, I feel like a lot of female photographers.
Yeah, and I think clients like the female photographer. Because I think photography has been more. When it comes to weddings, I think the women get more in charge and like. And have an idea of what they want. And the guys are like, oh, whatever, man. I just want to drink with my guys.
Right, exactly. Where I'm gonna always mostly focus on the bride.
Do I have to wear this, bro?
I hate it.
What do you want me to do?
Why do I have to take my sunglasses off?
I have a Bud Light in this picture.
Oh, that's so real.
Do I need a belt?
Or if they're hammered before the day even starts, and you're just like, oh no, I know exactly how this day is gonna go.
Look at these crazy socks, bro.
Yeah, they got golf clubs on them.
I got my dog on them. I got my pet dog on my socks.
Yeah. Where the girls are like, is my hair okay? I'm like, yes, you look great.
Yeah. It's cool when the guys care.
Very cool.
It's like, oh yeah, finally, good.
I've had a few grooms that really care, and they ask, they're like, can we do this? Would it be cool if we did some over here?
Yeah.
And I love that they're involved with it. Like, it's not just the bride that's like kind of dragging them through the pictures, especially of just them too,
Yeah. I found like some groomsmen have become like I don't know what to call it. They're kind of have inspired me to be like a better guy.
Oh, okay.
Because they just like, they seem on top of stuff. They got their stuff organized. They have their posture, and they're caring about stuff. It makes them, and they're like, oh, this guy's cool. And I feel like I can get something from this guy.
Yeah. I can learn something from him.
Learn from this guy.
Yeah.
Do you like your do you see like some couples and like think, oh, these are cool people?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I like when you can see the love, the cheesiness, and the groom will do whatever she wants picture-wise because he's like, I just want her to be happy, and not in the way where it's like happy wife, happy life, but like really he's like whatever she wants to do, and
Me, not so much in that part.
You don't like that at all? You don't like love?
I don't know. I don't know when to like.
Do you ever get teary-eyed during ceremonies?
I used to not, and then now, when I
You
feel
thinking about your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first dances with daughter, son.
Yeah.
What are they called? Father, daughter
Father-daughter, yeah.
dances. Those start to get to me now.
Yeah.
And like
Sam, I always look over at Sam and she's crying. I'm like, girl.
and what I love too is seeing the dad like in the morning, like prepping like his
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
And I've seen some dads when they're like out on like they go outside and they're like either mumbling it or just like kind of repeating in their head and like they're trying to get this right. Because I've seen on the opposite side of like dads that like,
Yeah.
okay, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, dude, like,
Yeah. Let's party.
yeah, I'm just more sentimental now.
Who are you going to have shoot their weddings if they get married?
My kid's wedding,
Yeah, how are you going to decide
it's
that?
gonna be a robot.
A robot at that point,
The
yeah.
Elon Musk robot. It's gonna be kind of a little bit slow, I think.
I'm going to come by and kick it over.
You're gonna be there?
I'll crash.
You'll
I'll
be the
take it.
bartender.
Yeah. Oh, I'll bartend, yeah.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Liz says she's the most awkward person.
I didn't say I was the most awkward. I said I am an awkward person.
Okay, so tell us down on the comments below. Is Liz an awkward
Yeah.
interview?
Troll me on the internet.
Was this horrible? Was this a bad idea for me?
Yeah. I actually felt way more relaxed than I thought I was going to.
I seen you more relaxed, and I feel like I'm more like, look at me, I'm like tensed up here.
Yeah.
You're like,
I thought it was I thought it was going to be more like interviewey. Like, okay, this question,
okay,
next
okay,
question.
okay.
I don't really listen to podcasts, so I know they're more conversational
yeah.
than that, but
But you've always been like, I don't know, you have this, you carry yourself very, like, yeah. Why is that? Is it you purposely do it, or you just,
I need you to finish that sentence to know what you mean.
like you're, like, okay, like say, you always have like, you're always kind of like leaning on something like right now, or like, you're like, it's almost
I mean,
like
that's
whatever.
mostly bad posture, I
I
should be
remember-
sitting like,
You were probably one of the first weddings we ever shot together. When I get there and you're like, and they're kind of showing me around and they're like, okay, there's Liz over there. And you're like on the fence, you're like,
I don't know, because I'm just assuming no one's paying attention to me. I'm not,
Okay.
important in those moments.
but it was like, okay, she's working here? Like, because it seemed like I was envisioning like my second shooter, because we had never really talked or met before that.
I don't think so.
And then we were just thrown into this wedding together. And I was expecting to see you like with your camera ready, because the people were sitting down during the ceremony. You were just over there.
Well, I think that was you were the one that was booked, and I was the second, no? Right? Yeah.
Or I know, I think it was a 50-50 thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
maybe.
weird-
Yeah.
So wedding on a Thursday or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was weird. Yeah. To each their own.
Yep.
Do what you got to do.
It worked out, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess you don't really do weddings that much anymore, but you'll probably end up second shooting with me again this year. But is there a wedding trend you want to see go away forever? Like something that
There's songs I want to
Oh, yeah.
see gone forever.
my friends get mad at me when don't kill me, but Bruno Mars, I know he's very talented and we love him and I have nothing against that man, but I can't hear Uptown Funk again. I can't hear it. You know, so I get it with the songs. And then everybody's like, it's a good song. I'm like, I can't hear
Don't
it.
you dare look back. She's got my eyes on me or something.
Oh,
That song
yes,
is horrible now.
Yes, yes.
It used the first couple months it was cool.
Shut Up and Dance with Me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, God. Never again.
That one is done.
That one needs to be done, yeah. Songs for sure. I agree with you on that.
Trends. A lot of things. A lot of things could change.
I just feel like there's some stuff that just is very unnecessary. Like, I don't see the point. I don't think anybody values it. I think it's just being done because that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the bouquet toss and the garter toss,
Oh, yeah.
I don't see the point of it. You
Well,
know, it's
that's-
like,
yeah,
and
a
then we
lot of-
throw it and it's like, she's getting married next. And it's like a 12-year-old girl and you're like, this is weird.
I haven't seen a lot. I was happy when I was like seeing that less and less.
I was for a while, and this year it's
It's
just
coming back?
again.
Huh.
Yeah. No judgment if you do it or did it.
I would say I get tired of the blue suits with brown shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just things that keep on happening every time. Like
Yeah.
there's this one person or several person that don't know how to tie a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Like you didn't come prepared. The boutonnieres.
I was just going to say
Never-
boutonnieres. I was
nobody-
thinking about that today.
Nobody knows how to put those on.
No. And then they're always asking me to do it, and I refuse to learn because I don't need to be doing this. I need to be doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Sam always gets talked into it. But you know now they make the boutonnieres for the pocket.
Oh, I've seen that.
You know, it's like on a piece of cardboard and it just slides in. I'm like, we should all be doing that.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Or maybe just,
Maybe something simple that you could just pin. Like
I was going to say, are
pin
no
on it.
boutonnieres at all for me.
Possibly. I have to look back. I don't really focus on the boutonniere. I don't really care about it.
That's what I mean. Just get rid of it.
A lot of people have getting rid of the solo dress shot. Like
Really?
yeah, I think I have had two brides that said, "Oh, the ghost photo
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
the wedding dress is just floating in the air."
Yeah.
or
On a
something.
random tree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's going away. Not that I wanted it to go away. I think it's
Yeah, I don't
alright.
mind that one.
I'd rather have a photo of the bride like
Looking at it.
yeah, enjoying it.
I get what you mean about the men's suits, though, but I think for most, because I don't think there's so many options for guys. Like you dress differently than most men, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't feel like
99%.
you can have like a groomsman party, whatever it's called. I should know the words for this. And then have them all wear something crazy like that, like fashionable and fun, because it's not going to look good on everybody. I think that's why, it's so uniform.
True.
I would love to see the blue go away, but I just don't know that there's too many options for everybody for it to flow and look good. That's why most brides let their bridesmaids pick different dresses, because it's not going to look the same on everybody, But
Yeah,
I'm over the blue suit too.
blue suit, brown shoes, a little pinkish tie, cost cutter's haircut.
Go to Cut the Crap Hair Lab.
Yeah, shout out Bridget.
And Dill.
Danny.
And Danny.
All right.
Sweet.
Oh, the DJ sang. All right.
Yeah.
We were at an event, and I was telling my kids, well, wait, this guy's gonna be, all right. And we didn't get it. He was a cooler
dang.
DJ than expected. But I did hear it. I had a trivia thing that I didn't want to be at. All right, guys, we're ready.
A
yeah.
smacking.
Well, yeah.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Liz,
Yeah.
for coming all the way over here. It took
Yeah.
you like a good
A minute and a half. 2
a minute
minutes.
and a half?
Yeah.
Oh, you're speeding. To the studio. I didn't get an introduction. I'm Chino. I do creative photography and video making here in Racine. I've worked with some cool clients, done some stuff around the States, Mexico, Guatemala, some major people and some local folks. For the future, I'm open to see what's out there. Like Liz said, I live in the Canada gray space where like nothing is absolute. So I'm open to see what's out there. That's why I make this podcast, because I don't want to be doing the same thing over and over. I don't hate photography, but I don't want to do just photography because I know it just burns you out when you do the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah, burnout for sure.
But Liz does photography over and over and over.
I do.
I'm
not sick of it yet.
You also bartend?
I bartend.
You used to work at a hair salon. Do you get free hair stuff all the time?
No, sir.
You pay for that.
I pay for it.
That's real hair.
It's real hair, baby.
That's your hair.
That's my hair.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
They give you like tips and stuff on how to.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm asking
do your
them
hair
questions all the
every
time.
day.
No, that's why I'm wearing a hat today.
Oh, you wear a hat because
Yeah.
you didn't do it today.
I need to wash it. It's been like a week.
Collaborators, you collaborate a lot with Sam Vaughn, who's also, she doesn't do tattoo stuff, right?
No, her husband does.
Her husband does.
Yeah. And they're in
tattoos.
Kenosha.
They're in Kenosha, and you kind of partner with her a lot. Who else do you partner a lot with?
That's pretty much it. Her and I mean, we share the studio space.
Oh yeah, at
We
the
shoot together
410
weddings. Yeah. Yeah.
Main Street, Racine.
Yeah.
And what would be your ideal? Has been right now like who you like working with the best? Is it like hair salons or spas, or I don't know what else you?
I mean, nothing like that in particular. I mean, there's a bunch of photographers I look up to that are all over the United States that I would love to like meet and that I've talked to on the internet. That would be cool. But client-wise, no, I don't have anything in the future. There's places I want to go and shoot places like that for destination weddings and stuff, but
You want to, you say work alongside these photographers?
I would just like, to follow them around and see, like stand in the
Like,
background and just watch how they
get
work.
inspired by
Yeah,
them, get
because there's
like,
this
tips.
Yeah, his name's like Henry's Diary or something on Instagram, and he does destination weddings and elopements, and his work is insane. It is insane. So I'd love to just like stand in the bushes and watch how he works
In the bushes.
with the couples. Yeah, don't want to be in the way. Just want to watch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for doing this. Till next time.
Woo!
It wasn't as awkward.
It wasn't bad.
Good.
I think I did all
We
right.
had a lot of car traffic, but I don't think it got picked up. Hopefully the cameras are both rolling. Does that one have a red light?
Nope,
Really?
I don't see. No, he said, "Oh, really? Why would it just turn off?" Oh, okay. Because I see the red light in that one.
We're good.